Well, good morning, and isn't it a lovely morning? Now, before I go into this, I will go over this article, and afterwards, if you guys are here because you like the content I make, I do have some announcements that some of you might know about, but I'll go in a little bit more detail about that. So once I'm done reading this, if you want to stick around just for a minute or two so I can give a brief explanation of what's going on with the channel, next steps and everything, I would greatly appreciate that. Anyway, number of sea turtle nests on Florida's coast exploding, even tripling in some regions, conservationists say. Been a record year for sea turtle nesting season in Florida. I also have a cold right now, so I am very low energy at the moment. Turtles are once again proving that slow and steady wins the race. Decades after initiating protections for the turtles that nest on Florida's southeast coast, the densest nesting region in the world, conservationists are now witnessing the fruits of their labor as the number of turtle nests increase exponentially all over the state. While the entire state is seeing record numbers of sea turtle nests this season, the numbers have tripled since last year in Space Coast, Florida, a 72-mile span of beach in Florida's central east coast near Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, experts told ABC News. So far in 2023, Space Coast has recorded a whopping 20,545 in loggerhead nests, 31,893 green sea turtle nests, 61 leatherback nests, and 3 Kemp's Ridley nests, with a total count of more than 52,500 nests in that area alone, according to the Space Coast Office of Tourism and the Canaveral National Seashore. Wow, that's nuts. At one point over the summer, the region was seeing more than 300 nests pop up a night. Laura Henning, public information officer of the Canaveral National Seashore, told ABC News. Green turtles have seen the largest increase out of the species that nest in Florida, Henning said. The Archie Carr National Wildlife Refuge saw a 195% increase in green sea turtles, one of the most threatened species of turtles, by July 21st. Researchers counted 13,683 green turtle nests at the preserve, compared to 4,638 nests during the same time last year, according to the organizations. When Henning began her career about 25 years ago, it was typical just to see 60 to 70 green turtle nests in 1 year. Holy crap. In the 1980s, those numbers were even smaller, with just 5 or 10 green turtle nests in 1 year, Cohen said. Brevard County, where Space Coast is located, is unique because it contains 24 miles of unpopulated coast, much of it on federal protected land such as Archie Carr and the Canaveral National Seashore. There isn't really any reasons for turtles not to come here, Henning said. But the entire state is seeing massive increases in turtle nests. Tanya Long, assistant research scientist for the FWC, told ABC News, widespread reports from nesting surveyors around the state are showing record-breaking years, especially for loggerhead and green turtles, Long said, describing the phenomenon as exciting. There have been 212,000 sea turtle nests recorded around the state, and the nesting season is not over yet, Joel Cohen, communications director for the Sea Turtle Preservation Society, told ABC News. Last year, the state saw 151,000 turtle nests. Conservation efforts of sea turtles began in the 1980s following the passing of the Endangered Species Act. The success story echoes that of the bald eagle and American alligators, other species on the brink of extinction that rebounded as a result of protections from the ESA, Cohen said. Speaking of bald eagles, I was telling my fiance this the other day. I have seen a dozen bald eagles in the past 2 weeks. And it's not that I never saw them, but I am seeing them almost as commonly as I'm seeing like hawks fly around. So like you're just like, all of a sudden you'll notice, oh, there's a hawk right there. That may be a little hyperbolic, but like I have seen multiple bald eagles. Like, and it's never, well, there's only one instance where it was just one. And these are in completely different areas too. They're not even close to each other. I mean, this is from Brooksville all the way down to Pinellas County. I've seen them. I've seen a bunch of them. And a couple times there was like 2 or 3 of them flying with each other, but I've seen a lot of bald eagles recently, and that could just, be my own account. But I was just like, dang, I mean, you would rarely see them when I was growing up, and now all of a sudden I'm seeing a lot. I'm like, hey, maybe their numbers are rebounding. This is happening all over the place. There are a ton of animals whose numbers are doing incredibly well, and this is partially due to the fact that we've done a really good job of conserving them. Turtles are a very slow growing species and often do not return to nest on the beach where they were born until they were about 25 to 30 years of age, which is why the result of the conservation efforts are just now being seen, Cohen said. Conservationists have been seeing large jumps in numbers of nests in the past decade, with those numbers exploding in the past few years, Henning said. Sea turtles tend to skip nest years, so it is abnormal for 2 record years to occur consecutively, Henning said. That trend has kind of changed for us, that we're seeing a really high number and just a high and a high, she said. Weird way of putting it. However, because of the slow maturation period, turtle researchers caution against looking at a single year of nesting numbers as a determination of the health of the species. Obviously, we like to see higher numbers, Long said, but we have to remember that it's really the long-term trend that matters. Just because nest numbers are good right now doesn't mean that we can relax to remove regulations. Especially as climate change continues to threaten both the turtle habitat and their ability to sustain a population in the future, Cohen said. Not only is sea level rise destroying the beaches where turtles come to nest, the warming climate is causing a disproportionate number of females to be born, since the gender of the reptile is determined by temperature, Cohen said. In many cases, some nests are producing 100% females, which will severely affect the species' ability to sustain a healthy population in the future, he said. It's scary, Cohen said. This is a result of climate change are very obvious in the sea turtle world. Well, overall, really good stuff. I mean, you can't really ask for better than that. An animal that is on the brink of extinction, or at least, okay, we need to do something quick, and you actually see the change in the future. It's really good to see. I just hope this trend keeps on continuing. But yeah, good stuff. Not everything is doom and gloom or attack stories. There are good stories out there. So to kind of wrap this up, what I wanted to talk about, some of you guys might have already seen it. I'm not feeling the best. I am going back to school, and it's not just that. I am going to school for wildlife conservation. So hopefully I will literally be one of the ones doing these papers one day, like being the researcher. That's the hope. And actually knowing what I'm talking about when it comes to things like climate change, I like to laugh off. So I am doing that, and I'm really excited about it. I start next month, and that kind of also feeds into the post irregularities as well. Basically, I have been there was a trend downwards in video views, which is, it happens. Like, I got to come up with new content. I got to, spice things up, so to speak. But doing that doesn't pay the bills. So I went from making enough money to do this full time to not, and I had to make up this different amount from, the discrepancy by driving Uber. And some of you guys know that already. And because of that, I'm driving Uber a lot more and not being able to put as much time and effort into making videos, because I'm like having to work full time doing that and then trying to make videos on the side. And it's a what is it called? It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I work more, make less videos because I'm not making enough money from the videos. And then because of that, I have to keep on working more and less time on the videos. So less and less videos. And it's cascading effect. But once I start school, which is November 20th, and hopefully before then, Yay, I get to take out student loans. I'm excited about that. But I will at least have the ability to solely focus on school and be able to stay home more. And part of that will be making videos. So yeah, that's the goal, is that once I start school, I will hopefully be able to start making more videos and getting back into that and kind of changing some stuff up a little bit. So anyone who's a channel member, I working on that. I just have a lot of stuff to figure out right now. So everyone who is supporting me right now, I appreciate it more than I can ever tell you. And I really don't have much more in this sense of like, I mean, there's no excuses for not making enough content. It's just things have been very tight at the moment. I'm sure it is for most of you as well. So that's kind of what's going on right now. And for those of you who have stuck by, and I see you guys commenting, you guys are awesome. I will continue to upload it, and hopefully the consistency with, more videos and different types of videos and long form videos as well kind of starts bumping things up. And I have some really cool stuff planned for the future, especially when it comes to school. I'm going to be doing a lot more work. Go check out my buddy Reptile Riff. He's got a YouTube channel. I'll put that in the link down below. He's he works at the Everglades alligator farm. So if you ever get a chance to go down there or visit, I did some video where I did a podcast, an interview with him. I'm going to be doing some more work with him hopefully very soon. And there's a lot of cool stuff that I have planned, but this schooling is going to help me be better, be like a legit, like, I am educated in this, not just some guy talking. And I know that doesn't matter to some of you, but I really want to be that. I want to be all that I can be to push, the love of animals and wildlife conservation. And if I can actually be that rather than just talk about it, I'm very excited for what the future holds. So you guys stick with me. I promise I will make it worth your while. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep it wild.